Good morning, TTW. And today we're going to learn about feeding. You know why? Because it's important and because you don't eat the same thing every day. So why should your animals? Let's get educated. All right, TTW. So first, we're going to start off with some of the frozen food. All right, for the fishies and Cornelius. So I'm not the biggest fan of these, but if you get the ones with the actual krill chunks in them and not these fake krill pellets, those are really good for the big fish. Then I got some clams for the big fish, tubifex worms, beef heart for the Oscars, and then shrimp. I usually share this shrimp with Cornelius and the bigger fish. I chop them up a little bit, and for Cornelius, I just give him the whole size ones. Now also for the fish, I like to use a big variety. Doesn't matter if it's dry food, dry flakes, dry booty hole, don't matter. I like mixing it up. So we got the frozen upstairs, and then we have some variety of dry pellets, freaking micro things. Dr. Brasslers and Hikari come my #1. I will use Sierra every once in a while, but these are all great foods to also supplement whether you're using frozen foods or dry foods. The reason for doing that is so they get nice coloring and grow really well. Especially when you start getting into these bigger predatory fish, they're really going to start needing more varied diets, whether that's cockroaches, shrimps, and or dry food. If you don't have an animal that can really do a varied diet, such as ball pythons, what I usually do is I do a varied size. So I usually go between medium all the way up to jumbo. I use mediums and large during the winter, which is not moving around as much and less active. And in the summer, she moves to large and then jumbo rats, which is a great segue because that's also very important. Your insects that you feed to your reptiles also need to eat well too. So for all of my feeder insects, like my mealworms, cockroaches, sometimes I short species waxworms, superworms, and then hornworms. Crickets, I do not like crickets, but Nala does, so I buy them as they come. And then my other roaches. I feed them collard greens and carrots. I've been pretty bad at it in the past, but now I've been really getting on it with feeding all my feeder insects proper things. Carrots, good healthy greens, so that's really good. So once the byproduct happens and you feed them to your animals, they're nice and healthy and gut loaded with good stuff. It's super important to always do a varied diet, and I really stress it. It's the #1 thing to keep all your animals happy, healthy, and alive. Varied diet keeps them interested, keeps them happy, keeps them healthy. So that's why you always got to mix it up. So all in all, feed your animals well. I don't care if you're bulimic, your animals shouldn't be. I don't care if you got liver disease or failing something, your animals shouldn't be having that. Feed them well. That's one of the biggest things people always forget when it comes to pricing and keeping these animals alive is varied diet and how much that costs in the end. That's it, TTW. I'm signing out. Get educated.